So I think we should be live now. Let's see. Okay, yeah. We are good. But the camera's going in and out of focus. I don't know if I can solve that. Oh, I think I clicked here. Did that help? Okay. I think that's the autofocus. Technica, Vivint, what's up? Just chilling. Just wanted to get a quick little stream in. See what's up to people. But I'm still trying to figure out how to do anything. Curb and Oz, what's up, man? Good to see you. How are you? How's the farm? So I'm trying out some new things. Hopefully, I think y'all can see that there's a chat box here, so your little chats will come up on screen. But they seem to be very delayed. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, that's not that bad. Okay. I don't know. It looks like it's getting cut off at the bottom. Can I stretch this out? Nope. Oh well. It's there. It's going there. Pokevex, what's up? How's it going? So this is supposed to work. Oh well, I'll just use my chat here. Hey, what's up? Good to see y'all. Man, it's been a busy week. Busy week. I'm excited to be home. I was gone for about 6 days in Seattle and Canada. I've been loving the interviews. Thanks, man. Yeah, we were there in LTX, and we worked our butt off running around and talking to people. So it was took a lot of social battery, took a lot of confidence to do that, but it was really fun. It was great to talk to people and get their opinions and do some trivia and stuff. Howdy, man. Did you get to see any of the sites in Vancouver? I feel like I'm going to have to make another trip out there before LTX 2024. Yeah, so I flew into Seattle, and the next day we kind of just flew in, or we drove into Vancouver the next day. So that was Friday afternoon and evening, and then we left Monday morning. And so I would say out in Vancouver, outside of like the con area, which is like the water and the downtown area, I saw nothing of Vancouver, mostly because it was just so busy for us. So I was traveling with Danny from Nerd on a Budget, and you know there are just so many friends that he has that he was introducing me to, so like other creators and stuff. And so we spent most of our time that wasn't at the con was at kind of hanging out with them or going to meetings with like companies and stuff. So it was pretty jam-packed, I gotta say. It was like we would wake up like at 8 a.m. every day to like get our camera gear ready and start shooting. And then we would get there, and then we wouldn't get back into the hotel like until like around midnight. Like it was just it was 2 long days. And then Friday we didn't go to the hotel until like 10 or 11, you know. So there's just a lot going on. Super fun, but I did miss out on a lot of Vancouver. It seems like I only went to the con area, but I definitely want to go back. So from what I noticed when I was there, it was like really beautiful, really interesting. I would have loved to go to the Richardson Night Market. There's a lot of things I wanted to do when I was there, and so I think definitely next year I'm going to try to go back a little early and then see if we can use that time to like see the sights and just do things. And so because it's a really beautiful city, would love to see more of it. Jonathan Talks Hardware, what's up, man? Good to see you. I have beef with you, Jonathan, so don't move. We got to talk for a second. Pokevex, nothing, I'm chilling. Awesome. But yeah, it has been very cool. Vancouver is very cool. And you highly recommend visiting Stanley Park in the night market if you get a chance. Downtown has some lovely eats and shopping too. Yeah, absolutely. Those are two things I really wanted to do. And I think next time I'm gonna bring my wife probably, because she's never been to Vancouver, and it was my first time as well. And so we're super excited. It's like a really, really very beautiful city. I could see going to it right next to Seattle and just doing like Seattle and Vancouver on the same trip because they're both really beautiful. Some great food. Yeah, I'd love to go back to Canada. Uh, it's interesting because it's very very similar to the USA, but like a little bit different. So like you'll like just a little things here and there that are just a little different. Uh, but it does have its own unique culture and unique experiences and stuff. So it's certainly different from USA, but it still feels comfortable and easy and just like a really great place. So yeah, would totally love to go back. It seems great. Yeah. Did anyone else here go? Technical Vivint, did you go when you were? I feel like I'm gonna have to make another trip out there before LTX. Did you go to LTX this year? Or you're planning to go, or I should move my chat over here so I'm not looking over there. Guys, I'm really bad at streaming, okay? So give me give me a break. But you see I got a little RGB border. Look at that. Isn't that fancy now? I've got the I got the chat box here for the VOD later. People can see what people are typing. Because I noticed apparently beforehand I didn't have, there's like a setting that keeps the live chat replay, so people would watch the VOD and have no idea what's going on, and I felt bad. But yeah, LTX was pretty great. It was just a lot of work, man. I was walking like 20,000 steps every day, which is, I mean, for a lot of people maybe that's not a lot, but for me that's a lot. So yeah, definitely just a lot of walking around and doing stuff, and it was fantastic. Technica Vivint says, I did go, though I was a bit ADHD most of the event and missed out on a few of the meets and greets. Loved making my own screwdriver. Yes, the screwdriver thing was very fun. And I jokingly said to them, like, wow, it's so easy to make your own screwdriver. You guys just, why did it take you so long? So here is mine. So this is the one I made. There we go. Look at that. This is like my favorite color of blue. They had the shade just right where it's not quite a sky blue, but it's somewhere in between there. Oh, let's see. Can y'all even hear that? It sounds so good. But yeah, it is a fantastic screwdriver. Oh, got the bit storage in there. Yeah. So this isn't my first LTT screwdriver, but this is my first blue one, and so I was super happy to make that. But I did buy one on release, so now I have two, and I don't really need to, so I will probably end up giving one to a family member or something. But it is the best screwdriver I've ever used. Like, honestly, it just is. I love it. So right now I am using this one has the big Phillips head, this one has the small one on it, so I just switch between them. But yeah, the Ratchet is the best fidget toy. That's why I keep it at my desk, honestly, because I will just sit here and do this just all day. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. When I was there, we also got the Stubby. So this is the Stubby, which I don't like as much. I don't know. I feel like this would only be helpful if there's something that I like really need to screw into. So I think if I was screwing into like wood or building furniture, I would probably use this. But if I'm using electronics, I generally like this one because of this right here. I can just put my finger there. So I don't work with wood or build furniture too often, so I would probably hold like this just so I can get a good grip on it and kind of torque into the wood, you know what I mean? But apparently a lot of people were very excited for this guy. So that's the Stubby. Let's see if the camera can catch it. Yeah, very cool. But the blue one is my favorite. Is it for deconstruction? Possibly. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I'm holding out for their eventual precision driver they're working on. Yes, that is going to be cool because so far all I have to do, what I'm doing right now, is just putting the precision tip on here. But it seems very strange to like open up a Steam Deck using something like this. You know what I mean? But it does work. But I don't know. I want a little bit more precision tips. And I'm not sure if they sell. You know, I don't know if y'all have ever opened Nintendo handhelds. Nintendo handhelds use a Y tip where it's like a Y, and so I don't know if they have that, but that would be really nice to have. All black screwdriver, if love to have one. Yeah, they do sell all black ones. I know you didn't go, Jonathan, because of your passport issue. But yeah, if you went, you could have built your own and picked the colors. But the stubby comes as black, all black default. So I don't know if they have other colors, but you can build an all black one. But I do really love my blue one. This is like my new trusty guy. This is my... If I could redo all the colors of my channel, I would pick this blue and this black, like specifically. So I am super happy with it. Oh, I love it. Listen to that. Okay, Curb. I mean, you open consoles. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I use this one for. I mostly use it to open, my ROG Ally, Steam Deck, Nintendo consoles, but I also use it to build computers and all that stuff. I don't know what advantage this has. I'm not a tool guy, so maybe you guys know. They have a precision bit set with 2 tri-wing sizes, though it's sold out at the moment. Okay, yeah, tri-wing, that's what it's called. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly. Because I have found myself where I need to use that, and then I end up using like the cheapest screwdriver you can find that comes with like a GBA shell swap or something. So you can always find stuff like that, but it's just not a good experience. And once you get spoiled on a good screwdriver, it's really hard to use anything else. So like now we're considering like throwing out all of our other screwdrivers. And not by throwing out. When I say throwing out, I mean like donate or give to someone who needs it, right? So we'll see. But let's hope for the precision one, because if they can improve on this and make a precision one that makes more sense and could fit in your pocket, that would be fantastic. Java Ink Studios. What's up, Sarah? Sarah or Brad, whoever's on the computer. How are you? Good to see y'all. We had a lot of fun at your house last month, I think, a while ago. That was very fun. Thanks for having us. And happy birthday to your husband, which was last week, I believe. How early can you get to LTX in the morning? So you can get there super early. I think people started lining up as early as like 8 a.m., I think. 8 or 9 a.m. No, definitely 8 a.m. because we got there around 8:30 and there were people lined up, like probably like 100. But the doors don't open until 10. So the actual convention hall is open from 10 to 6. And they would kick everyone out. So if you're going just from like a normal viewer, you basically have the rest of the night off and you can go explore Vancouver and do whatever. So it's like really great. Like I had a very, very fantastic time. Lol at me, Sarah. What's up, Sarah? Good to see you. Yeah, but you can get there early. We got there super early. Might want to go to LTX by 7:30 a.m. and wake up by 6 a.m. next year. You could. I mean, you could certainly get there that early. There's not really any point. You'd just be waiting in line because people who showed up at 10 didn't have to wait in line. They just got in. So I don't know. It wasn't that necessary, but you could. You certainly could. And I will say, if you watch the videos I made of the interviews, if I'm like outside of the hall and there's like a big line, that's what that was. We actually got there before the hall opened the second day to shoot that. And those are people who got there super early because we wanted to really find some passionate fans of LTX. So the people who are lining up 1, 2, 3 hours early, I feel like those were the ones who were like the ride or dies. And so we were super excited to talk to them. I went with a big bag of goodies that were provided from some companies. I had like 30 things, I think, maybe more to give out. And they were things like Steam Deck and ROG Ally accessories. So I had cases, docking stations, controllers. I even had stuff for PCs like mouse pad and laptop bags. And so I was just giving them out like candy just to shoot some videos. And so it was really fun to meet some PC handheld fans out there and just have a good time, man. It's interesting to say, like, I know a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not that big a fan of Linus. That's okay. Like, it's not really about Linus. Like, a lot of it is about Can you hear me? I think my computer shut down. Uh-oh. How obnoxious, man. Hopefully y'all can hear this. And now it's telling me to log into Google. Very cool. Very, very legal. Let me know in the chat if y'all can see this or if y'all can hear this. I'm trying to log in. No, I don't want that. Just trying to pull my chat up. There we go. Pull it up. Okay. All right, let me know if I'm back. I'm gonna pull up the chat myself. And we're back. Awesome. Thank you for sticking around for that. I know most people would not sit around for something like that. Thank you. What streaming site you're using? I'm not using a streaming site. I'm using OBS, and I don't know what I'm doing. That is ultimately the reason. And I am trying out. I don't know what happened. My computer didn't necessarily crash. It just kind of froze, which might be the same thing. But I truly don't know what I'm doing. So thank you for sitting around. I know that was kind of annoying, but I had to reboot everything. My camera got all messed up. So we're working our way through it. And we're back. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I'm surprised y'all did. You're very cool. I love your hat. Very unique. Did y'all see my hat? See that? It doesn't say Burger King. So this was actually a hat. Hold on, let me fix the autofocusing. This hat was provided by some guy on TikTok. He, oh yes, it's quite the learning curve, to be fair. It's a lot. Dude, it really is. Like, honestly, like, I think if you're just doing one thing with, like, a webcam, it's very simple. But the second you start adding layers and talking about encoding and that, oh, man, and just, like, a lot of things. There's a lot going on. I'm very new to it. I'm not really good at it. But I think over time it does work. Yeah, oh, yeah, the hat. So a guy on TikTok who has, like, 200 followers or something, some random guy, he makes a lot of Steam Deck opening boot videos. So, like, you can change the boot video from on your Steam Deck. He makes a lot of them. He does really cool designs. He will, like, change the Stardew Valley opening logo to say, like, Steam Deck. It's, like, beautiful. The guy is amazing. He is way more popular. I think his name is Jeonk Steam Deck Videos, if y'all want to look him up. So it's Jeoncs. And he actually developed this hat. He has an embroidery machine, and he's like a good developer in that kind of stuff, or a designer. And he is the one who made this. And I messaged him like, hey, that's a great hat. Can you send me the file? I'll pay for it and I can print it myself. And the guy was super cool. And he was like, you know what? Pay $15 for the hat and the materials and and the shipping, and I'll just send you one. And so the guy was super cool, basically just sent me the entire hat, including shipping, for $15. So good on him. He was awesome. Would love him to get more popular. I think he mostly does design stuff for the Steam Deck videos. So shout out him. Maybe I'll look him up later and I'll post a link in the description if anybody wants to check him out, if you're watching the VOD of this. Is my camera coming all the way down? Let's see. It looks a little like it's not going all the way to the bottom, right? I think this is my issue too, is that I am an absolute perfectionist when it comes to things lining up. So if you see the bottom, it's not properly lining up, and it's killing me. I can't stop thinking about it. And you see the bottom of the chat is getting cut off too, because I didn't know how to properly line it up. Ugh. It's okay. I just need to take notes and check them later. Let's see if I can fix this. Here we go. All right, that's better. Yeah. So that guy is very cool. It was very nice, and I actually asked him, uh, that'd make a dope enamel pin. That's what I'm saying. So I contacted him. I'm like, hey, dude, I love the hat. I love this design. Do you want to like go into business together? Do you want to sell your design through my YouTube channel or something? And I think it's just like a part-time thing for him. And I was like, let's figure it out. Like, cause I would love to like put this on a pin or put it on something. Like, I just think but there is some legality there. I don't know how much Burger King would like if we're selling something like that. But don't you like go to cons and you see people selling like Pokemon fan art, like how on T-shirts? How do they get away with that? Is it technically illegal, but nobody cares? So I don't think if I sell a couple of pins at pretty much cost, I'm not trying to make money from them. But if we can like sell some pins to y'all or to people who watch and just want a little pin, like, come on, it's like $5. But it would be very cool. And he has a similar things. He actually edited like the new Burger King commercials that have like the 70s aesthetic style to it. He edited one of those into a Steam Deck opening video too, and he did a really good job. He did a great job. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm reading y'all's chats about when I was gone. Hope it ain't a prank. Nope, that was not a prank. My computer basically crashed, and I don't know what happened. I had a game open in the background, and so I wonder if it was just overloading my computer. I should have closed it. So I'm actually trying AV1 encoding right now. So what you're watching is being broadcasted via AV1. I'm not going to blame the crash on that. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but let me turn on autofocus. But it's a thing. Fan art and things like that have a lot of gray area, and you'd be surprised at what is considered fair use. Definitely do your research, though, before doing any commitments. Yeah, for sure. It is interesting because, yeah, fan art is one thing where I don't think, like, obviously just creating fan art is not illegal. But is it fan art and transformative if you just draw all the EVs, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Eevee, all that stuff, exactly how they appear in the show and in the games, put it on a T-shirt, and then sell it? At what point does that make sense, though? Like, I'm all for it. Like, personally, I think people should be able to sell fan art. I think they should be able to sell things like that. I get it. But I'm trying to think about it, and from a legal standpoint, being from someone who knows nothing about U.S. law, I'm just like, how are they getting away with it? Like, how would that be legal? Because I've seen Disney crack down on people for much less. Are you using AV1 hardware encoding or using CPU encoding? So I'm actually using hardware encoding. Yeah. I'm giving it a shot, which is stupid because I should have just gone with the the tried and true. But yeah, I don't know. I saw that. I'm like, oh, let's give it a shot. So I don't notice any difference. I think it doesn't really matter that much in a stream like this. But I do have my main screen. I did it last week as well. I have my main screen in 4K, broadcasting in 1080p, and I was able to play a game on max settings and stream it. So stream in 1080, but I'm playing in 4K. Does that make sense? And it had no problems. Like, no issue. I think Nerd on a Budget told me that it might help if I'm recording as well. So if I was streaming and also recording this through my computer, it would probably help that a lot more with like a smaller file size. But I don't know. Again, I don't do this kind of stuff. I'm eager to learn, though, because I love learning anything that's like technical or content creation or any of that kind of stuff. I just got a notification that Zach over at Zach Tech Trip just got live. If you want to hit me up, you can message me on Discord. All right, man, no problem. Enjoy Zach Tech Turf. Zach was actually at LTX. Yeah, I met him there. Nice guy. Definitely has a lot of work ethic. He brought a underling with him, like an employee, I guess, who was with him the whole time. And then he actually met up with some of his Discord mods, and they had dinner and stuff. So I'm sure that was really cool for them. It's cool to see your fans, I'm sure. It's not so important now, but eventually it'll be a lot better. Just early implementation, so it may have a few glitches. I agree. Yeah. And so from what I've heard about AV1, I don't know too much about it. It seems very cool, and I think it's going to be good in the future. And I think it's good now. I'm not blaming my computer crashing on it, but I just don't know enough to not blame it. You know what I mean? Uh, I just feel like in a scenario with something so new, for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, I should have gone with like H.264 or whatever the generic one is, like NVENC, I think it's called. Yeah, should have gone with that. Let's talk more about my LTX experience, though. Technica, I know you were there, so you probably are familiar with this. Yeah, so like I said earlier, I flew into Seattle from Texas on a 5-hour flight, more like 4.5. That was not too bad, except I have an interesting story about something that happened on the flight. So I'm a big person in both girth and height. I'm 6'2" and I'm pretty big. So I'm not saying I deserve more room, but I don't need 2 seats. You know what I mean? Like I can comfortably fit in a seat and I'll be on my way. But but I like more room because I have a lot of anxiety from flying. So I'd like to have more room just to be able to spread out a little bit, put my bags there, whatever. So if I can have a seat next to me, I'm happy, but I'm not going to buy one. You know what I mean? And so I had my 2 seats next to me were open for the longest time, like up until like right before we were going to take off. I was like, yes. I was so happy. I was like, God, I'm going to have these seats to myself. This is going to be fantastic. Last second, 2 people came on board and sat next to me. And I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And again, I'm a big person, but they were also big people. And so whenever you have 3 big people together, it does not make for a comfortable flight. It just doesn't. And so but luckily I had the aisle. So I'm like trying to put my leg out in the aisle as much as possible and trying to be as respectful as possible. And so it was pretty cramped. But that's not the big deal. The big deal is they came in hot. Like they came in ready to swing. They were an older couple, and they did not understand that they don't take cash on flights anymore. So ever since COVID, you have to have a credit card on your file, on your account, to be able to buy things on the plane. So they have like snack boxes and meals you can purchase. They didn't get that. And they kept asking them, can we have some food? And they kept telling them, you need to put a credit card on your account, download the app, and run it through. And they couldn't figure it out or they didn't want to. And they just kept like freaking out and calling over the lady saying like, oh, we're starving. We barely made this flight. We haven't eaten. We were hoping to get food. We're so hungry. Like, this isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. And they complained enough that instead of like the flight attendant walking them through how to add the credit card to the account, they just gave them free food. So they just sat there, and I saw what they gave them. They gave them 2 of the $8 snack boxes. So that's a little tip. If you complain enough on a flight, you'll get exactly what you want. And they got free food, and they were happy, and they were quiet after that. So I guess for the flight attendant, she's just like, whatever. Just, I'm done with you too. Because they were fine after that. Yeah, they slept or whatever. So, but yeah, just remember, next time you're on a flight, just complain and you'll get whatever you want. But they had the balls. So they were pretty ballsy. Like, there was a lady coming in the aisle right before we took off, and they were upgrading people on a wait list to go into first class. So basically, you have to sign up beforehand. It's like people who've been, like, who has tons of miles or like is like a special status. Like, they had a phone that they were looking up people, and they knew where they sat, and they were going directly to them. And the people next to me were like screaming to get the flight attendant's attention, begging, two for first class, take us for first class. Hey, come here, first class. I'm like, wow, dude, y'all privileged people. Like, they felt like they were like, we're going up there. We're like, and then the lady's like, huh? They're like two for first class. We want to go up there. And they're like, no, you're not on the list. That's just how it works. And they could not understand that. They could not understand that there's a list, and that's just not how it works. But I could sit here and drag them. They might have had a long day. They got to the flight right before we took off. So it is very possible they were really stressed out before they got to the airport. Like, imagine you feel like you're gonna miss your flight. That's really stressful. So I do feel bad for them. And if they said they were super hungry, they didn't eat all day. So imagine if you get to your airport and you just don't have time to eat because something happens and all that stuff. Like, I get it. If I was super hangry and I'm about to miss my flight and like I could finally sit down, I just want some food, and they're like, you can't have food because you don't know what you're doing. I get it. They probably had a really rough day, so I don't want to drag them over it. Once they got their food, they were quiet and they just slept or whatever. So access denied. Hello, access denied. How you doing? Oh wow, that's actually wild. I got middle class seat on Denver. To YVR, and yeah, 6'4" being in the middle. Felt quite sorry to whomever was in front of me getting my kneecaps. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, a middle seat. Having a middle seat is one of my. Oh, so having a middle seat next to two strangers is it's probably in my top 5 fears of all time. Like, just thinking about that, like just thinking about being in the middle seat to two strangers makes me feel so much anxiety. Just thinking about it. Just thinking about the possibility of doing that. And I'm getting so much anxiety imagining trying to make myself as small as possible because I don't want to like spill over into their seat. Like, they paid the same amount as me. It wouldn't be fair. And so like I'm sorry, man. That sucks. That really sucks. I know what you mean though. So that's why I almost always have to do like the tall people seats. You know what I mean? Like, not first class, but like the little bit better ones. So I always end up having to pay more, which sucks, but it's hard enough for me to fly without anxiety. So I think, $100 here and there, it does suck. It costs more, but my knees would be so jammed up against the next person. I don't even think they would be able to like bring the seat back. So it's a small price to pay, and I just kind of deal with it. Yeah, sorry to hear that. But yeah, so got there on that. I know that was a tangent. Went to Seattle. So I flew into Seattle. Danny picked me up and stayed at his house that night, and then we went off in the morning. Me and my guy I was flying with, we didn't get to sit together but overall it wasn't too bad, especially for my first flights and first international. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, so stayed with Danny. Next day we went to Vancouver, so we left kind of early, maybe 11 a.m. Just drove up to Vancouver. Took us about 2.5 hours, I think. It was not too bad. So Danny's a creator, nerd on a budget. He's a big time creator. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. I am a creator, but I'm a small creator, and so I wasn't signed up to be like a creator. Like, does that make sense? Like a named creator at the show. But as Danny's friend, I was signed up as his +1 as a creator. So basically it's like, if you're bringing a cameraman or if you're bringing a spouse or something, they'll let you bring an extra person. So I was Danny's +1, which allowed me to get creator badge access, which was super cool. Thanks a lot, Danny. Really appreciate it. And so that entitles you to creator experiences and stuff, like things that you maybe the normal person wouldn't get. And so we were able to get there early and talk to like their influencer creator person. Like, they have a person who lounges everyone. And yes, we got the tour. Yes, exactly. So at the end of the weekend, after Saturday, on Sunday night after the convention ended, we all the creators, like almost all of them, I feel like there was like 75 people there. We all went to the LTT studios, which is about an hour away from the convention center, and we were able to get a tour of their studios given by Dennis. So if you know LTT, you know Dennis. And then also, but then they didn't expect that many people to go, so they had to get backup. So they got Plouffe, who's another writer, and Mark, who is an editor. And so my tour was given by Mark, and shout out to Mark. He did a great job, even though he wasn't prepared. Like, they didn't expect to have that many people there. And Mark gave a fantastic tour of of the studios. It was very cool to see, it was very cool to be surrounded by a bunch of creators who have different levels of subscribers and followers. Like there's like streamers, TikTok, YouTube, artists, like all this stuff. And they were all kind of in the same amount of, this is awesome. Like this studio is awesome. I've been inspired by LMG this whole time, and just all kind of like geeking out and fangirling over the studio. So it was very cool to see that. And then just seeing content from different people's perspectives who weren't in my group. Like each one was a little bit different. It was really cool. Like their setup is insane. Like how they organize a media studio like that, it's all very chaotic, and things are just everywhere. I don't know how they handle it, but it was very cool to see and very inspiring. Being able to sit at the WAN show desk and stuff and like take pictures there and see the famous kitchen set, you know what I mean? And just walk around the offices and see things that you see in pictures. I will say it is much smaller in person than it looks in real life. In real life, they make it seem like a huge area. The offices are actually pretty small. We didn't get to see labs because it was getting pretty late. That's apparently a warehouse, but from the main office and like the studios, it's surprisingly very, very small. Access Denied says, I have anxiety too. I struggle going out and interacting with people. What helps you to overcome your anxiety? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I do deal with a lot with that. I have always been a behind the camera person. I've always been behind the scenes, kind of in the background, and that is kind of where I've always designated myself. I kind of always told myself that I want to make other people shine, and I want to make other people feel good, and I want to make them happy, right? And so now being in front of the camera and making content and putting myself out there, there's a lot of anxiety with that. And obviously I don't have to meet people face to face. Well, I did at LTX, but as a content creator, I don't have to. But at LTX, yeah, the first day I couldn't even do it. I could not talk to people. And it was very hard because we were just walking up to people who weren't asking for it. We were just walking up to people and shoving a camera in their face and a microphone and saying, hey, talk to us. And that kind of like cold opening with people you don't know takes a lot of guts, a lot of courage, a lot of extroverted confidence that I frankly don't have, right? But like all things, you have to fake it till you make it, which is basically what I do. I had to tell myself that the anxiety you feel and kind of like the worry you feel about having to interact with people who you don't know is all made up in your head, right? Because once you do it, it's not that bad. And everyone I talked to was very nice, and they were actually very eager, and I know people mean well, and they were all very cool with it. So I had to tell myself in my head personally, and this is how I get through it, is that it's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be a good experience. I know that. We know that. You know that, right? And so just having to get over that first hump was very difficult. So I didn't really shoot anything with people until the second day, because the first day I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. And then once I got over that second hump, I was like, just going to every single person, like no problem. So yeah, for me, having to fake it till you make it has been instrumental into content creating, because I keep telling myself I don't know how to stream. I don't know how to create content. I don't know what I'm doing, but I am. I'm doing it right now. I am live. I'm talking to you, right? I am farther than 99% of people get, because you have to remember, everyone always says they want to do things, and they want to go out, and they want to be extroverts, and they want that job, and they want to stream, and they want to make videos, and 99% of people don't do it. It's all talk. So if you go out and you actually talk to that one person, you are ahead of 99% of people. You're already in the 1%, which is incredible. You know what I mean? So like, if you force yourself to get past that tiny hump, you're already like in the running to be exactly what you want to be, and do exactly what you want to do. So I don't know if that helps you. Access Denied, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a motivational speaker. Just talking out of my personal experience and dealing with anxiety my whole life. And it's gotten better as I gotten older. I would say as a teenager, I had a lot of, I think they call it replay anxiety, where things would happen in my life and I would run them back in my head for weeks. Like, oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? I can, think about what should I have done better in that situation? Like, what could have I have done? Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And so that has gotten a lot better. And so over time, you might see that your anxiety changes, gets better, gets worse. So just stick to it. And if it gets too overbearing, there's no shame ever in talking to a therapist or talking to a doctor. Medication has been a life changer for a lot of people. I know a lot of people who had horrible anxiety, and then they take some medicine, and it helps them get better. And so there's no shame in that. Whatever helps you feel better and whatever helps you gets you to do what you want to do, right? Ransack says, yeah, it's way too much social anxiety for me. Me too, dude. Me too. Good to see you. Technica Vivian, I feel that a lot. I tended to take backseat a fair bit in terms of meeting the creators just because so many people were lining up, super eager to meet everyone. But I eventually got through it. That's awesome, man. Yes, that's exactly what you should do. Especially for me, even though I'm a creator, I'm like looking at like someone like Linus or let's say Jay's 2 Cents or something, and I'm thinking like, I don't want to. I have full access to this person. Like we're in the creators lounge. I could just walk up and strike up a conversation. But the back of my head is saying, don't bother them. Like they are busy. They are living their life. They are, doing what they want to do. But they're at the convention. Like they are fully ready and primed to be able to have people walk up and talk to them. And people are super nice. If I stroke up a conversation, I guarantee nobody be like, ugh, this guy. No, people are eager to talk to people. People want to hear your thoughts. Like don't ever underappreciate like what you bring to the table. You know what I mean? And so that was a hump that I had to get over, and I don't think I really did, but I did talk to some creators that I really admire. I talked to Colton from Hardware Haven. If you guys ever seen that, his channel blew up in like the last 2 years. And of course, super nice guy, incredibly nice. Love talking to him. Him and his wife were amazing people. Really great to talk to them. So it's really hard to get over that hump, but and then getting in line, and it's just like a weird experience. Like, you know who that creator is. They have no idea who you are, but they just know that they are eager to meet you. They really are. Like, as creators, we kind of sit at our computers all day, and we have to deal with commenters, and commenters are mostly nasty online, but in person, people are super nice. So maybe just realize that people in person are very nice, and they want to meet up, they want to talk, and they want to experience stuff. Access Denied says, thank you for that perspective. I really appreciate it. I have a hard time making friends, and I have the same issues. It makes you feel stuck. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That is definitely something I've had to deal with. And I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry you're going through that. If you need help, there are people that can help you for sure. And don't be ashamed. It's something we all kind of go through, and we all deal with it in different ways. So hope that works out for you, man. Yes, exactly. One surreal moment I had was when David recognized me. I used to mod for him when he streamed. Oh, was it David? Okay, David Gutier or whatever. Not David. David from LTT, right? He recognized me. I used to mod for him when he streamed, and that kind of pulled me out of my bubble. That's awesome. So he recognized your face from your little profile picture in person as his mod before you said anything. That's awesome. That's like a good feeling, right? It makes you feel like we put these people on a pedestal, right? Like we put the creators like, oh, they're famous, they're above us. They're nothing. Like they're just dudes and ladies or whatever, like dudes in the plural sense. Like they're just people. They're just people who like to make stuff. They're just everyday people. Like that's awesome. Yeah, that David. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, he did a lot of streams that were like modding consoles, right? And like repairing them and stuff. I think for a while, I think I watched one, or he would play retro games and stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still there. I thought he was gonna move on to do his own thing. I'm glad he's enjoying it. That's awesome. You got to meet him. Yeah, that is very cool. Did I give away a ROG Ally? You wish. Who do you think I am? I can barely afford my own ROG Ally. Or my ROG Ally? Yeah, you spelled it Ally? Did you give away a ROG Alley? No, I didn't give away a ROG Alley. You crazy? I would love to give away a ROG Alley. You have no idea. I would love to do something like that. That would be so fun. Please help me convince please help me convince companies to give me a ROG Alley so I can give it to you. That is my dream, honestly and truly and sincerely. I would love that because let me tell you something. Taking from big companies and spreading their stuff for free to viewers and people who like creators, that's my ish. Okay, like that's what I want to do. So if I can take from these big companies money or items and give it to you, that's the dream. So that would be fantastic. I would love that. Yeah, that David. Modding consoles and retro gaming mostly. Gotcha. Yeah, very cool. So I know last week I talked about right before LTX, my Steam Deck actually died. And that sucked. Ransack says, I'll personally email Gabe to send you a Steam porty so you can give it away on your channel. That would be awesome. Like, honestly, do that. I know you have his email ransacked. Hit him up. That was a Linus end of show privilege. That was a Linus end of show privilege. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Honestly, it does sound really fun. It's kind of a win-win. Yes. Yeah, I agree. It's a win-win for everyone. I would love to bring awareness of stuff I love because I want other people to love it too. And I don't know if you all go way back to a lot of my early videos. A lot of my early videos are very focused on like budget PC builds or saving money. So if I could give out stuff for free, that would be fantastic. And if I can help save, he got to give one away. Oh, he gave away a ROG Alley. That's awesome. Yeah, see, I want that privilege. I want to make someone happy with the free stuff. That's what I want. That's awesome. I guess I didn't see the end of show. It was pretty jam packed in there. Oh, but my Steam Deck. So it was broken right before LTX. My Steam Deck stopped turning on. Well, it was turning on, but nothing was ever displaying. And I RMA'd it to Valve, and I didn't hear anything back for 7 days. No confirmation that they received it. No confirmation that they're working on it. I was actually worried that it was lost in the void. And then on the 7th or 8th day, I got an email at like 8 o'clock at night saying, hey, we received your Steam Deck. We're working on it. I'm like, okay, good. We're making progress. Then 2 hours later, I got an email saying, here's the tracking number for your replacement. Okay. And then 2 days later, it showed up. So they loaded everything in at the end and got it to me, which is cool. Thankfully, awesome. I finally got it. And so, yes, it is here now. And they did not send me mine back. They just sent me another one, which I'm assuming is a refurbished model. Yeah, there we go. I'm assuming it's a refurbished model, not because it looks bent up. Honestly, it looks brand new. The packaging looked brand new. Everything looked brand new. As far as I can tell, if you told me it was brand new, I'd believe you. But as far as I know, how most places do it is that they take all the broken ones, throw it in a pile, repair them when they get a chance, and then send those as replacements when they get repaired, right? So I'm assuming that I got someone else's broken one, but it's in really good condition, no scratches, no nothing. They even gave me another charger because I did not send them my charger, so now I have 2 Steam Deck chargers, so that's helpful. Did you mod the SSD? Oh, Ransacked. My dear, sweet, sweet Ransacked. I did more than mod the SSD, man. I completely took off the case. So I had a sponsored video a few weeks ago from JSOX where they wanted me to completely replace the hardcover shell. So my Steam Deck was 100% a new shell. So this front shell, this was all gone. This back shell, all gone. And I had replaced it. The back shell is easy to replace. Like, see, right now I put on my back plate. The front one, I had to completely remove everything, and it was a pain in the butt. But to send back, and I did have a new SSD and a few other things, but to send back, they wanted a stock configuration. So I had to go back and undo the entire operation to get the backplate on to put it back into the original shell. Okay, so I took out the motherboard, the screen, everything. I had to completely undo the whole thing and put it back into the original shell. and then I replaced the SSD with the original SSD, the eMMC storage, and then sent that off. So luckily, they didn't seem to care. Because I think as long as they can't prove that what you did broke it, then you're in the clear. And mine was working for weeks after I did that swap. So it wasn't the swap that was the problem. It was just a defect. So it could have been anything. That's what happened with my Samsung Galaxy S3. I got 3 refurbished ones with dead Mobos. Oh, that stinks. That's like my biggest fear. My fear is that it works at the factory, and then you get it home and it doesn't work. And then you do it again and it still doesn't work. So luckily, yes, this looks pretty much brand new. It's actually in better condition than mine was, because mine had a few scratches on the plastic. And so this one's looking really good, and it's playing perfectly. So I'm happy to have it back. I didn't have it on my trip, which is really sad, because I really wanted to get all of my favorite creators to sign the back of it. How sick would that be? Like, I got Linus' signature here, and like Nerd on a Budget and Dawid. Like, oh, that'd be so sick to have a backplate that has all of their signatures on it. That would have been so sick. So I could have brought this backplate, I guess, technically, but it is what it is. Next year I'll do that. And that's actually what Colton from Hardware Haven did. He had a backplate, and he had everyone sign it. And and he actually asked me to sign his. And so I was super jealous of him, because I was like, damn, that's what I wanted to do. I'm glad you got to do it. So next year I'll hop on that, and I'm happy to have the Steam Deck back in my life, mostly for filming purposes. I really do use it a lot. I would say I film with the Steam Deck more than I actually get to play it, just because of how long it takes to make stuff, guys. It takes so freaking long. Okay, so we've been talking for an hour. You can get them to sign your ROG Ally, too, when it releases next year. Oh, I hope it doesn't come that quickly. Please, no. Not that quick. I mean, but, knowing Asus, man, yeah, it's very possible we'll see one next year. I actually bought my Steam Deck for the trip during the summer sale. Then I found you not long after. Oh, very cool. Nice. Dude, that is such a good deal. Buying a Steam Deck for $359 US, that can't be beat. That is insane value. No desktop PC comes close in that kind of value. Even buying used parts, it's because it comes with a screen, a battery, a controller, a keyboard. Like, man, that's such a good deal. I had a lot of people say that. Like, when I asked them about their Steam Decks, a lot of them bought it to bring on the trip to Vancouver. Like, one guy I talked to, he was from Australia. He said he bought it there for the trip, and he had to spend a lot of money to get it, like $1,000 or something. So happy to see people are enjoying it. Glad you found me, Technica. Yeah, I'm trying to diversify. And let me ask you all this question. Hold on. So my content is primarily PC gaming, handheld, building computers, but also lately it's mostly been like Steam Decks, ROG Ally, that kind of stuff. I want to do stuff that my audience actually wants to watch. Do people, since you guys, let me ask you guys, what would bring more interest to you? Me building more computers, and showcasing kind of like what different price points could do, or doing more handhelds and seeing what else is out there. So right now we obviously only have like the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, Aya Neo. There's a few other guys. Those are in the PC handheld, but I think pretty soon here we're going to see a lot more. There's a rumor that Lenovo is making one soon. And so obviously that kind of stuff's really interesting to me. But what do y'all think about things like this? Let me see. Do y'all know what this is? If it'll focus. Here, I'm a beauty person. Yeah. I'm sure y'all have seen this before. You know what these are? These are an Ambernic RG35XX, which is like a little handheld emulation device. But as opposed to a Steam Deck, which costs $400, this was like $50. $50. And it's got an IPS backlit screen, nice speakers, $50. You can put games on it. It can only play up to like PS1, but there's a lot of really good games that could be played on it. The Retro Pocket. So this isn't the Retro Pocket, but that's in the same vein. I think that's a different company. This one's called the Ambernick, but it's very, very, very similar. So it's in that kind of same vein. Is this something that you guys are into, like watching content about these kinds of things? Because I just got into it, and I'd love to talk about it more. Yeah, $50. Isn't that crazy? You know where I bought this? I bought this on Temu. Can you believe that? And it was actually from like the actual manufacturer. I think these are so interesting because they're so low cost. I mean, it's not a Steam Deck. It won't compare with the Steam Deck, but for $50, oh man, a lot of handhelds are also based on Android. I think this one's Linux. I think this one's actually Linux. But yeah, some of them are Android, and then a lot of them are Linux. Is that something you guys would be interested in watching? Like, because there's a lot of these guys. There are a lot of these, and there's not that many Steam Decks. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see more Steam Decks in the future from other companies, but for right now, this is all we got. If the Lenovo device is real, depending on its price, I might pick it up. I think they're going to have to try to compare with the Steam Deck. Lenovo is a Chinese company, so they're probably going to be really good at getting that price down. They're going to find ways. So I do think, it's my own opinion, I think a Lenovo device would be either at the ROG Ally price or just a little bit more expensive than a Steam Deck. I don't think they're going to be able to hit 400. I don't think anybody else can because they don't have what's it called? They don't have the Steam store, right? Prepare your wallet, better start selling out. Yeah. True. Yeah, look at that. Let's see if it'll focus. Oh, boom. It looks way better in person, I promise. I'm very impressed with the performance of it. Like, of course, it's just playing old games, but man, as a kid, I would have loved something like this. Would have loved. A Lenovo Legion tablet sounds like an interesting concept. Yeah, yeah, they do have some tablets, but they're not Legion tablet. And now, yeah, there's a rumor, and again, Lenovo is like, we don't talk about rumors, so this is not confirmed, this is nothing, but they are very strong rumors that Lenovo is making a handheld Legion branded kind of Steam Deck competitor. I can see it being 500 with the latest AMD chip to undercut the Ally and compete with the Deck. Yeah, I agree. I think that's about what I would probably price it at. If they price it at like $499 or like $549, I think that'd be a good price. And again, they would just have to pick up the newest AMD chip to compete. And I guess it would run Windows. Like, I don't think any of them can afford to make SteamOS or to make their own. I want the Alienware UFO. That's my holy grail handheld. Is that real? An Alienware UFO. Because I know people are talking about Alienware making one eventually. Oh, this is a concept thing? Is this real? There are people... Oh, I've never heard of this. So there are people in 2020 actually playing this. So this is real. Interesting. That actually does look really cool. I'd like something like that just to play my Game Boy game. Steam Deck is nice, but not really pocketable. Yeah, exactly. So like this and a Steam Deck, and you just play like your old emulation stuff on this. Oh man, I played through the entirety of like Mother 3 on this. It's very cool. Worked out really good. It was a concept they worked on. I'm seeing that, dude. It's like 2 years ago, and they haven't talked about it since. Hold on. Oh, we don't need sound. Oh, come on. Just show the device. What are you doing? Yeah. But there were people there who actually played this thing. Like, they had a prototype. Look. That's a ROG Ally. That is a ROG Ally. How did they drop the ball so hard on this? They knew the Steam Deck was coming out. Is this Dell's doing? Look how cool that looks. Oh, what's going on with that screen? What the heck? Did y'all see that? That's a fake screen. Do you see that? See how the bezels come out like this at an angle, but then the screen comes down? Why would they make the bezels like that? What the heck? Is that a fake screen? And if not, why would they make the bezels like that? It looks horrible. Oh, the kickstand is built in. That's cool. That's gonna break. It comes with like a little. Oh, it's like actually like a Switch. It's like actually like a Switch, not a Steam Deck. So it's like a PC Switch. This thing is sick. I would love this kind of versatility on the Steam Deck, where you can take out the controllers and have a built-in controller. Oh, where is this? It's been 2 years. No, it's been almost 3 years. Yeah, that would be sick. Oh, look at that. Alienware, what is your problem? Why can't you just do stuff? That would be fantastic. Yeah, it was a Nintendo Switch competitor. Oh, yeah, baby, I want it. Hopefully Alienware can get their cooling issues underway if they try something like that. That's usually Dell Alienware weak points. Yeah. They have a hard enough time cooling a $5,000 computer that's, this big. I don't know if they're capable of cooling something that small. Like, they don't know how to do it. I don't know what their problem is. Alienware doesn't know how to cool things. They don't know when to leave well enough alone. But I think Alienware knows that they're a premium brand, and they know that people pay them to have kind of a certain look to their devices. Like, people who buy Alienware stuff, they buy it for the convenience and they buy it for the look. So any kind of handheld they sell, man, there's no way it's cheaper than $1,000. Alienware is going to make that UFO, and it's going to be $999. And it's going to be this thing that you rarely see. Only some crazy people buy it. But it'd be cool. Like, it looks really cool. Like, honestly, like, I actually love that about the Switch, where you can take off the controllers and you can turn them into 2 smaller controllers. Because imagine you're like on a road trip. I don't have to imagine people with the Switch already know this. We've been doing it for years. It's awesome, where someone's using it and then 2 people are using controllers and you can play on it and you're holding it. That's the best part about the Switch. So if they could bring that to the Steam Deck and not have it feel like kind of wonky and clunky, if they could actually make it work better than the Switch, that would be fantastic. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. I think I had heard about that at one point, and I just completely forgot about it. Have they mentioned anything about it since then? It's been 3 years, and they just don't talk about it. They're just pretending it doesn't exist. Let's see. Oh, there might have been something this year, but it wasn't called the UFO. It was called Concept Nikes. What is this? Alienware Concept Nikes. The CES 2022 prototype would solve a big gaming annoyance. Is this it? Because look, it shows the controller down here. That's the UFO. The controller design debuted as part of Alienware's Concept UFO last year. Oh, a UFO handheld at last year's CES. Wait, what is this? The Alienware Concept Nix inhabits a world where you can pause Fortnite in the living room and continue playing in your bedroom. Oh, okay. So this is kind of cloud everywhere. Well, yeah, this is already possible right now. Oh, but Alienware will tie it all together with a lot more polish and a little less latency. Pretty sure polish is not something that Alienware is famous for. This is embarrassing. Yeah. I don't know. I want to like Alienware. I really do. I want more competition. I like as much competition as we can get, but Cloud. Hey, Cloud is not that bad, okay? Check your flippin' privilege, Ransacked. Not all of us can afford NVIDIA like you, okay? I would have loved Cloud stuff as a kid. Having Game Pass as a kid would have been amazing. Having access to, like, 200 games or whatever anytime, and I can download them or play them on Cloud on my phone, man, that would have killed. That would have been amazing. and on a phone you already have, because most kids already have phones. You know how hard it was to get a Game Boy? Okay, I would have loved to have something like this. Maybe not like a Logitech G Cloud, but having it on your phone and then having Game Pass on your computer or whatever, or even just my phone. A lot of kids only have a phone, right? So it just really depends on what they have. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad my computer is not shutting down again. That was very unfortunate. Oh, guys, if you have not watched the newest video on my channel, go check it out. It is not doing well. It's probably like my worst performing video in a long time. And that's my fault. It was kind of all over the place. Go check it out. It's called Our Steam Deck Gamer Smart. And why is it doing poorly? I think it's doing poorly because it's a bad video. Basically, it's me going around to... let me pull it up. How do I do this? Basically, it's me going around to people at the convention and asking them trivia questions about the Steam Deck. Kind of really basic stuff, to be honest, but a lot of them didn't know. You'd be very much surprised. And then giving them a gift if they wanted, like the accessories and that kind of stuff. So it's a really fun video, and you'll see me out of my chair, which doesn't happen often. People were very nice, very cool, and fun to talk to. Yeah, see, look, this is me talking to a crowd of people. That is tough. This does not happen. But yeah, go check out the video. And also at the very end, there's a giveaway. So I'm doing another giveaway where I'm giving out 2 tomtoc cases. These are these hard shell cases. I have a black and a white one. And honestly, because this is strictly for the Steam Deck, so if you have a ROG Ally, don't bother. It won't fit it. But these are very form-fitting to the Steam Deck, and they help protect it. And because the video's not doing so well, there aren't many participants in the giveaway. So there's a really good chance you guys win, because I just pull it from random. So I want you guys to win. So go, and even if you don't watch the video, the Gleam link's in the description, and check it out. Yeah, 165 hertz, bruh. Yeah, it's a fun video. Check it out if y'all have a chance. Some people, I think we sometimes forget how much people know. Like, to me, as a Steam Deck owner, I know everything about Steam Deck, right? But it's also because I'm a Steam Deck content creator. But even before I was a content creator, I had purchased the Steam Deck, so I knew all about it. I researched it. I talked to people who bought their Steam Deck like a month ago. They didn't know how much it cost. I'm like, what's the MSRP of your Steam Deck or your ROG Ally? They go, oh, I just bought it a month ago. It's $900. I'm like, no, it's not. You want to try again? Did you buy it in the U.S.? I would only do the price ones for U.S. people. And they would say, yeah, I bought it a month ago, $900. I'm like, nope, that's not it. Or yeah, they just don't know anything about it. Like, how much storage is in it? They're like, I don't know. So people, but these are enthusiasts. These are people at LTX, man. They are like, these aren't like some random person on the street. This is like people who watch LTT. They love tech creators. They're going to a convention in another country. So I would expect them to be like enthusiasts and to know a lot about the things that they're buying. But a lot of them didn't. And that's okay. No problem with that. I was just very surprised. I was very surprised. So I kind of helped people out a little. I really wanted to give them stuff. I didn't want to say, nope, you didn't know, see ya, because then that would mean I'd have to talk to more people. So I would kind of help them through it. I wanted everyone to win something. Ransack says, I remember when the Steam Deck was rumored to be the Steam Pal. What a bad name. And waiting at E3 for it to get announced, and then waking up the morning it got announced to pre-order and rushing to pre-order it. That's awesome. I forget why. I could not pre-order it the day it came out. I think I was at work or something. I was doing something, and I didn't get to pre-order it for like a few days. Something happened. And those few days literally made me wait like an extra 6 months. It was pretty crazy at the start. That's awesome. So when did you get it? Did you get it pretty early then? Were you one of the first few people? Because my friend who lives in Seattle, he pre-ordered it while it was being announced. Like, as they were announcing it, boom, go check it, boom, do it. And he still had to wait 2 or 3 months over some other people, which is pretty crazy. I forget how bad it was at that time. There was that was during the GPU shortage too. Like, now things are better now, but yeah, that was pretty tough. I got it in August of 2022. Oh wow, so that is a little bit later. Didn't they start shipping it in like February? Oh man, that's tough. I'm glad everyone's got it now though. Now you can just buy it. I originally was a Q2 22.2 holder before the delay. Yeah. So was my friend. But that's awesome. I'm glad people can pick them up now. And, you know, I'm actually going to Japan in October, and they sell Steam Decks in person in Asia. So there is no, like, talk to Valve, they ship it to you. They have actual stands in real life in electronic stores that you can go and buy a Steam Deck in person. And I am very tempted to go and to buy one in person in Tokyo and film the whole thing if they'll let me. Because I think that'd be a really fun little video of me walking and seeing what the display is like in other countries. Because I've seen a picture of it, but going to actually see it and see what the experience is like to buy it in another country. It would suck because I don't want a second Steam Deck, but I'd feel bad filming and not buying something. So I'll probably end up buying it and then just hoping the video goes viral to help pay off the Steam Deck. We'll see. Or maybe I can get a sponsor. Say, hey, you want to pay for my my trip to Japan so I can buy a Steam Deck? That'd be awesome. Steam should really partner with Micro Center to try to get those decks in more hands. That'd be wild. Yeah. So it's interesting because, yeah, Valve is very much in America and in most countries. It's like, order from us, we'll ship it to you. And then ROG Alley, I thought they were going to do the more broad approach and go to Walmart and Amazon and Best Buy. But then they partnered with just Best Buy in America. So you have to go to a Best Buy to buy one. And I wonder if it's because they didn't think their device was going to be that popular enough. They might as well sign an exclusivity deal with Best Buy and make some money back. But I don't really like Best Buy. I'd rather go to Micro Center. Or, to be honest, I'd rather go to Walmart or Amazon than Best Buy. So I don't know what they were thinking. I have a feeling we'll see it at Best Buy, Target, and Micro Center in the future. Yeah. I think there's no way they just keep doing online. What's the point? There's no point anymore. That was during the shortage. I think we should start seeing it in person, or at the very least, a Steam Deck 2 will definitely be at like a Target. Can you imagine that? You're like buying groceries at Target, and then you just buy a Steam Deck 2. It's so strange to think about because it's such like a... I don't know. In my mind, I don't compare the Steam Deck as like a console, like a gaming console. I don't compare it to the Xbox. I compare it to like a custom gaming PC. Oh, I saw that, Technica. Before you retracted it. Nice try. You better retype it, or I'll just say what you wrote because I saw it. For people watching the VOD, Technica Vivint wrote something, and then he retracted it 2 seconds later. Yeah, I would love to see more and more stuff in person because I don't consider them like consoles. I consider them like custom gaming PCs. So it's very strange to imagine it like on a shelf at Target or something because there are a lot of people who don't know what Steam Decks are. I will post TikToks or Instagram Reels or whatever about Steam Decks, and every single time there are tons of people in the comments saying, what is a Steam Deck? They have never heard of it. They don't know what it is. Like, I understand if you've never played one, but at this point, you must at least know what it is. It's so popular. It's made by the biggest PC game store online in the world. How could you not know what a Steam Deck is? Like, how? These are American people, generally. If you live in another country and you don't know, maybe the Steam Deck's called something different, I get that. But I know for a fact these are like American kids who just don't know. It just blows my mind. Okay, Technica Vivant says, sorry, speech dictation goofed it the first time. No problem, man. Are you driving? He goes, don't get me started on Best Buy. They've really messed up. They've really messed with the physical media collectors with their membership program. Yeah, their membership program. What is it? It's like Total Tech or something. I think they reworked it recently for like $50 instead of 200. What's that got to do with physical media collectors? How does that work for you guys? I don't know anything about that. Ransack says, I like Best Buy because if you buy the warranty, you can use it as an extended 2-year return. Dude, I used to do that a lot. So I think the earliest one, they've changed it since then because probably of people like me. But back then, people would make like a PS2 console, and then they would make a bundle, right? So like on release day, you can buy a PS2. And then maybe like a year or two later, you can get a bundle that comes with like 1 or 2 games. And then a year or two later, they make the Slim. And then they make a Slim with 2 games, right? But they stopped manufacturing the original ones back then. So I would buy a PS2, buy the warranty. 2 years later, I'd come in and say, hey, it's broken. They say, okay, go grab one on the shelf. So now I get a brand new console, and I get 2 free games. And if it's an updated one, so I update it to the Slim, you can update it to the Pro, that kind of thing. If they did not have the original, you would just go get a new one. And then the only price you had to pay was the cost of re-renewing the warranty, which is generally like 30 to $40 or something at a time. And I did that on my 360. I did that on my PlayStation 2. I think I did that on my, not the GameCube, but maybe another one. And then eventually they just stopped doing it. And so I don't know if they've updated it, but you said, now you pay for it. Before it was based on money. Yeah, it's very cool. I used to use that a lot as a kid, and I would always have like the newest version of the console for very little money, because as like a 14-year-old, I'm not going to go buy a PS4 Pro. You know what I mean? Technica Vivint says, basically they've marked up all 4K Blu-ray sales, including their steelbooks, and have put their regular price behind the membership paywall. Oh, that is ugly. That is such a shady thing to do. So basically, you're going to pay normie prices for stuff unless you join their membership. That's so ugly. They must know that they're one of the few people still selling that stuff, because that is anti-consumer nonsense, man. They love that membership crap. I'm sorry, man. That's so shady. I wish stores could just be good. Ransack says, you had to spend $5,000 to become Best Buy Elite for 2-day free shipping. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's gotten better. I don't think you have to spend $5,000 now. I feel like the few times I've had to use Best Buy, I got next day or 2-day shipping or something. I think it's gotten better since then. Basically because everyone has to compete with Amazon. Like, everyone's competing with Amazon's 2-day shipping. So Walmart offers free 2-day shipping. Best Buy offers free 2-day shipping. Like, all these stores are like, man, I don't know how they can afford it sometimes. Like, they will ship things to me the next day, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how they have the money for it. Yeah, 4K Blu-ray is about $40 now there. Wild and woo, $40, dude. I feel sad for the physical collectors because, man, $40 for a movie. People are watching movies for free on TikTok, where somebody illegally streams it in vertical resolution, and the true patrons out here are spending $40 to watch the Super Mario Brother movie on 4K Blu-ray. Man, that's tough. Remember when Blu-ray had just came out and Blu-ray players were like $1,000, but then the PlayStation 3 came out and it was like $600 or $700, and that was like insanely expensive for a console, but it was actually very cheap for a Blu-ray. So everyone I knew who had a PlayStation 3, it was because their dad wanted a Blu-ray player, and they would use the PlayStation 3 as their Blu-ray player because it was already $400 cheaper than the other Blu-ray players. Do y'all remember that? Are y'all old enough to remember that? That was crazy at the time. Nobody I knew had a PS3 just because they wanted to play games on it at first. They waited for the price drop. For like the first year or two, it was dead in the water because of that price. And the only people who had it were, you know, AV dads who wanted Blu-ray quality. Depends on the item. Some items you get 2-day free shipping. Others you have to have total care, which is $180 a year. Oh my gosh. Yeah, screw that, man. I'm not doing total care. I'm not, you know, Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus. Like, I'm going to pick one. I think there is value in having one of them, and it's not going to be Best Buy. Like, come on. There's at least value in the other ones. Best Buy, unless you're a company, I don't see any point in having the total care or whatever. Like, there's just no point. Maybe for like a grandma, I don't know. Man, my throat is killing me. Have y'all seen this? Y'all drink energy drinks at all? So this looks like the normal green Monster, but the normal green Monster is disgusting. This is actually 0 sugar green Monster. And the only differential is that it says 0 sugar here at the bottom, right? But you can look over that. And the top is green instead of silver. That's it. Otherwise, it looks exactly the same. I don't know what they were thinking. Bad branding. Or maybe they want you to. They want this to be the new generic look, because who's drinking the normal ones? They're horrible. Yeah, also another scummy thing they are doing is if you have total care, you get $5 or $6 extra off a product if the company opts in. So if you have that total care, you get a few dollars extra off if the company that sell or that manufactures that product allows Best Buy to give the discount. Is that what I'm reading? That seems very stupid. Why not just give that money to everyone? It's $5 or $6. Oh well. So I'm making a video soon about building a gaming PC that comes in at a certain price range, and I'm hoping for $600. And I wanted to get y'all's opinion on it because I don't know. I think I want to go super powerful, and I think I found some deals that I think are good. Let me see. And one of them is actually at Micro Center. Let me pull this up. Man, I'm bad at this. Boom. Is that working? Nice. Okay. So I wanted to build a PC that was about $600, around there. And I think if we buy a used GPU and we get a good deal on a CPU from Micro Center, I think it's possible, and I think it could be actually pretty good. So follow my logic here, and I'm going to open up a notepad to keep track. So CPU, block, and we'll zoom in here. Boom. Oh, it's not very big for y'all at all. So there's a lot of good bundle deals on Micro Center that I do like. So Micro Center sells, they're the only ones who sell that 5600X 3D chip, right? And so you can buy the chip for $230, which I don't know if that's worth it. But you can also buy it in a bundle. Let me zoom in for y'all. And the bundle comes with a B550 plus Wi-Fi board, which is pretty good. I mean, it has Wi-Fi, and it's not like a cheap board. And then 2 gigs of RAM, 3200, it's whatever, for $300. So basically, you're getting a motherboard and RAM for only $70. That to me sounds like a good deal. I think $300 for that is pretty good, but I haven't researched too far into how good the 5600X3D is and how much further it can push a cheaper GPU. But it seems interesting. But there's also another deal here that I think might be better for the video. Come on. Oh. Man, their search sucks. Here. So here you get a 5600X, not the 3D variant, and a B450M Wi-Fi motherboard. And I've used this motherboard a lot, and it's just fine. No problem at all. And this comes for $190. I feel like that's a really good deal. Like, am I crazy? Are you guys deal hunters? I feel like getting a 5600X and a B450M for $190 is very good. And then I can also get a new customer coupon because I'm a new customer to Micro Center. Never been there, never once. And I think I can get it for $25 off. So which means I could get this for $165. That is $165 for a 5600X and a B450 board. That's awesome. So for CPU and motherboard, we'll go $165. And I'm not going to do tax because tax is different everywhere. Now, case. So I wanted a case that looks pretty but doesn't break the bank. So I saw recently on Scattervolt's channel, he did a tier list of cheap budget cases. And there was one I saw from Bitphoenix, and Bitphoenix sells their official stuff on Jawa, so you get free shipping, but there's no tax on Jawa, so I can save money on there. They sell... Wait, did they up their prices? These were $60 like 2 days ago. What happened? Am I wrong? Am I going crazy? Oh, no, it was these. Sorry. I am going crazy. So this is the Nova Mesh case. This comes with 3 ARGB fans pre-installed, which look pretty good. I think it's got the mesh. It's got everything going. I think this looks pretty good. The amount of new customer flash drives and SD cards I have from them. Dude, me too. They started checking now, but for the coupon, you have to have a new cell phone number, so my entire family are now customers of Micro Center. But this case looks pretty good for $60, free shipping, no tax. I think $60. I say really good things about this. It can fit up to a lot of big GPUs, MATX. It would fit that motherboard perfectly. But $60 is a good deal. But I want to make it an even better deal because while I was at LTX, I met up with Death Tech from Jawa, who is, I don't know his job there, community manager or just back end stuff. He works for them. So I met up with him there, and he's actually in the video, and he gave me a $20 off coupon to be used on the site. So that would bring this down to $40, right? $40 for a pretty good case that looks good and would fit what I need. And no tax. So we'll say case 40. So already we're doing very good. I feel like this is a great start to like an awesome build. Intel i9 13900K 4090 build when? Ransacked. Where is the money? Give me money. There's no way I can afford that, dude. You're crazy. I'm playing on a... I am streaming from a Dell Optiplex 3020. What are you thinking? There's no way. Or if you could, again, you email Gaben, ask him to send me the Steam Deck to give to someone. Then if you can email Jensen Huang and let them know I need a 4090 to make a computer, that would be awesome too. So just let them know. I know you have connections. That would be fantastic. So we've got CPU and motherboard. We've got a case, $40. We need RAM. So RAM is easy. It's DDR4 RAM. What is this? I'm not even signed in. RAM, DDR4, I think 16 gigs is enough. Maybe 32. Clev, what the heck? And I want something RGB because I don't want this to be a cheap-ass computer. I want it to look kind of nice. Wow, $30. $30 for 2 sticks of RAM. That's such a good deal. It's too bad they're ugly because I would have loved that. I want some RGB. I want something that looks pretty. $41.99. Let's see. $39.97. I like the look of the alloys. Oh, we need 3600. I don't want to. If I'm going to do this, I want 3600, not 3200. Need one of his leather jackets too while you're at it, dude. If I went to Jensen's house, I would steal one of his jackets. There, I said it. Come and get me, Jensen. FBI, open up. Okay, so Patriot Memory Viper right here, dude. This is some RGB RAM, 3600 kit, $44. I think it's pretty good. It's funny that our RAM costs more than the case. Dang it. What else we need? GPU. So for GPU, we have a 5600X. So I need a PC part picker for the win. I actually don't like PC part picker that much. I actually don't like it that much. So I think it's really good for beginners and it's good for people who don't want to go all over. But I have found a lot of stuff doesn't end up on PC part picker, and a lot of the stuff, the prices are wrong, and it doesn't account for used things on like Amazon Warehouse. So I think it's a good place to start, but then ultimately this is what I would be doing at the end anyway. Just having a notepad open. But it's a good place to start. I do like it for that kind of stuff. So GPU, we have a 5600X. I want to build something that is able to push it to its limit, right? But something that's cheap. So I was thinking like a 6700 XT, which is kind of like the golden child for price to performance right now. But I feel like $330 is still a bit too much. Yeah, that's the cheapest. That does come with Starfield, but we're not. This is for a video. I don't care about Starfield. The cheapest we can get used is 307, which is pretty good. But I did find this on eBay, and see, you wouldn't find this on PC Part Picker. A Sapphire AMD, a Sapphire Nitro AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT. No box for $250 free shipping. I mean, I don't think it gets much better than that. And so when people see this, you're going to see this guy's name is Miner Bud. So he's just putting it out there, telling you exactly what he used these for. And considering he has sold 300 of these already, yeah, this comes from a giant mine in Kentucky, and he even shows a picture of all of them in his mine, which is so funny. So, man, it's like insane. But if they're mined on, they were taken well care of. That's what people need to remember. This was kept in a climate-controlled environment, never ran above 70 C core temp or 74% fan speed. That's actually better than people run them for games. And the GPUs are between 4 to 7 months old. Tested and working. Contact us if there's no working. We'll give you a good one. I think it's a good deal. I might pull the trigger on it. I think $250 free shipping is awesome for a 6700 XT. I'm not afraid of mined cards. Give me the game, then. I'm your biggest fan. Give you the game. What, Starfield? Look, honestly, I would play this. I would play Starfield, but it's not my main priority when buying a GPU for a video. You know what I mean? Oh wow, didn't think I'd see that in Kentucky. That's my neck of the woods, dude. Come pick it up. This is in Paducah, Kentucky. Maybe you can get a good deal picking up. Because they're eating into eBay fees. So at the end of the day, they're probably only making $200 from each of these after shipping. If you could show up with $200 cash, I think they'd give you a few of them. It's a really good deal. These look like they're in good condition. I think it might be worth it to roll the dice. So I'm going to just say $250. This is turning out to be like an insane value PC, I feel like. Like, this is insane. I got my 6700 XT for $260, but I had to pay $20 in shipping. That's still not that bad. $280, that's still pretty good. That's more of what I wanted to pay. $250 to me is like an insane deal. $280 is like a good deal. And then $300 plus is kind of what you'd expect for it. So like, I think you got a very good deal. I know you upgraded to it recently. You AMD shill. So we got CPU, mother, case, RAM, GPU, cooler. I mean, does the 5600 XD or does the 5600X come with a cooler? I think it does. Could just use that. Honestly, it's fine. We're not overclocking this thing. Yeah, it comes with a fan. So here, we're going to do cooler, free 99 right there. But we need a power supply. No, we need storage. Is B450 Gen 4? Does this support Gen 4 drives? I forget. I think it does. PCIe Gen 4? PCIe? Gen 3. Okay, it's Gen 3. Okay, well, that'll save us a little bit of money then. Let's do 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 3. Maybe. I've been dabbling over the idea of adding a second GPU and hosting a gaming VM. Ooh, we're fancy. That's very fancy. Having 2 GPUs and having one of them as a gaming virtual machine. Very cool. That's the kind of stuff I'd love to get into. Like, I have a personal server running Unraid under my desk, and I used to dabble with it a lot, but now it is primarily just as a NAS and a Plex server, and that's like mostly what I use it for. And I have some other things on it, not really VMs or anything, but if I ever need like a testing ground to test like a Linux ISO or to test like some kind of software, I'll generally use that rather than my computer. So it's fun, but yeah. Using libvirt. That sounds familiar. What's libvirt? It sounds Linuxy. The virtualization API. I'm not using this. Oh, it can be used to manage KVM. Oh, ESXi. No, I'm actually using Unraid. What are you using, Vivint? Yeah, via Unraid. Okay, so you can use that via Unraid. I didn't know that. It's a bit overkill, but it was my money pit during COVID. That's fair, dude. Whatever you enjoy. That's cool. I've heard of this. I've never used it. I didn't know you could use it with Unraid. I do like Unraid a lot, actually. I think it was worth the $50 or $40 or whatever I spent, because I really do like it. It's super, super easy. And I tried Proxmox and I tried ESXi, and I just really like Unraid. Like, it to me was like the best thing ever. So I need a Gen 3 drive. I think Crucial has a good one. $40. Wow, it's so cheap now. 35. The Intel one, I think, has DRAM. That's QLC. 3D NAND. No, that's too much. Yeah, 40. Okay. SSD. 40. What else do we need? Power supply, right? That's it. That's going to be the most expensive part. Fortnite recently started blocking VMs. Why? Were people using it to cheat? That sucks. Why people gotta cheat? Yeah, avoid using libvirt. They're banning VMs nowadays and making it difficult to play games. That stinks. I think, are people using it to cheat? Probably. That's the only thing I could think of. It's so fun though. Like, what are they doing? Power supply. Do y'all know any good power supplies that are cheap? I feel like the BM2 was popular, but it's out of stock. I think the GX3 was popular. It's also out of stock. I don't think we're going to get a power supply on Amazon. Probably 600 watts, right? At least 600. See, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Like, for me, personally, I would use one of these power supplies. I would use this all day and be happy with it and not have to worry about it. But here's the problem. When I put this in a video, all people do is complain. The whole comment section is saying, I wouldn't have used that power supply. You're gonna start a fire. They love it. And let me just say, earlier, we had someone in here by the name of Jonathan Talks Hardware. If you guys remember him, he's somebody I recognize from the comment section. I had made a computer for $200 a few months ago that I used this cheap power supply in. $200. There's not really many power supplies that would fit into that budget. And he had left a comment saying, I wouldn't have used that power supply. No, right? Which is a lot of the comments were. But Oz Talks Hardware, if y'all are familiar with him, he made a video recently. He's a PC builder YouTuber. He made a video recently where he built a computer. And it was like $500, I think, or $400 or $450, $500, something like that. He used that same power supply. And I have no problem with it. I like the power supply. And he, like he said, basically he got away with it because he said, Gamers Nexus said it's okay, which Gamers Nexus did. They did like a full-blown cover on it. And here. And so he pulls this in the video, and I love Ozzy. I met him at LTX, fantastic guy, and I told him about this beef, that he used the power supply that I got crapped on for, and Jonathan crapped on me in the comment section. Let's scroll down on the comment section of Oz. Let's see. Wow, it's a lot of comments. They all see, we love you, Oz. Oz, you're the greatest. This is so, wow, you're so cute and strong. Wow, I would kiss you if I met you in person. Oh, so many, man. This guy is so popular. Oh, my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we go. I don't see anyone talking about the power supply. Oh, my gosh. He has a lot more comments than I thought. Okay. Here's Jonathan Talks Hardware. Can y'all see that right there? The same guy who commented on me and saying my power supply was a bad choice. He says, W video. W video. Why does Oz get to use the cheap power supplies and everyone loves him? I use it and I get crapped on. Why is this man untouchable? Why is Oz can do whatever he wants? Is it because he's strong and charismatic? Probably. Mostly joking. I actually don't care, Jonathan. I just thought it was funny because I noticed you from the comment section, and nobody commented on it. Nobody seemed to care that he did that, and I don't care. But why? How come people try to find my video to tell me that I can't use that power supply? Let's see. That the EVGA and Seasonic are my two brands for PSUs. Thermaltake isn't too bad either. Yeah, I like EVGA. It's why I'm on Windows lately, fighting Proton. I was using Artix Linux, but I switched to Windows 11 IoT edition. Very cool. Probably going to install it on my Ally next. Ooh, we got server boys. So I want a good power supply on the tier list that isn't too expensive. Oh, this GX2 is back? I think this might be it. I think this is like C tier, which is pretty good for our price range. But $65 seems kind of pricey. Is the BM2 here? Nope, out of stock. Wait, unless here. Is this the BM2? Nope, BX1. Okay, I'll just say $65. PSU, $65. Okay, look at that. Do this math in your head. This is a computer with a 6700 XT. This thing is going to game in 1440p, no problem. 165 plus 4D plus 44 plus 250 plus 399 plus 40 plus 65. Boom, $600, almost on the dot. I think that's pretty good. $600 for a computer that can play in 1440p. It's pretty good. I see you're competing with Nobe. No. There's no competition there. Nerd on a Budget is light years ahead of me. I just enjoy building computers, and I enjoy finding good deals. These videos don't do well. They're mostly for me. I like them because they're fun. But I like building this cheap PC, and then I'll probably sell it at this price. Crispy. Yeah, very crispy. $600. I think this is a good deal for a PC that can run 6700 XT. And I think it's going to look good, too. So look out for this in the future. I might drive down to Micro Center to get that deal because this is almost too good to pass up. Who knows? Maybe I'll give it to my niece. She could use a computer, or I'll make her pay for it. But don't tell my mom, okay, guys? Wait, what the heck? Amazon has a deal where you can buy 3 power supplies. You can buy the good one, and then you can buy 2 of the bad ones in a bundle. Is that even a good deal? 65. Not really. This is about what they'd cost. Why are they bundling it? This is so strange. What a strange pairing. I don't know. Do you typically sell PCs locally, or do you do that online gig? I've thought about setting aside some money to build, then sell some machines. So I don't do it as often as I used to. I would say the last computer I sold was over 6 months ago, 7, 8, 9 months probably. But in 2021, was it? No, in 2022, so last year, very early, like January, I got really, really hard into selling computers. Very hard. And that was during the GPU drought, so it was easy. It was insane. I could make any computer configuration and people would buy it in a day or two. Like, it was insane. Like, I could just post it up locally or online. Boom, in a day it's gone. 2 days it's gone. Like, and just making not crazy profit, because at that point we were past kind of the COVID lockdowns, but making some pretty good profit on each one. Now it's not as simple. People can build their own stuff now, and so it's a little bit harder to find customers, so I don't do it as often. But generally, I try my hardest to sell locally, like on Facebook Marketplace or on OfferUp, because I'd rather help out my own community, and I don't want to ship anything. But the problem is that I live in Houston, so it's such a big city, nobody buys computers on Facebook anymore. I have not been able to sell on Facebook in over a year. I don't know why. Like, just out of nowhere, no one's responding. So you gotta check your local market and see if that's something that you can do. Otherwise, I do sell online, generally on things like Java or other websites, but they take a cut, right? And you have to ship it. So it's a lot harder, but it's like a bigger audience. So you have to just plan accordingly with your pricing. I actually have a video written out about how to build and sell computers online. I wrote the entire script, and I haven't made the video about it yet because I just know there's going to be a lot of know-it-alls who know more about it than I do, who are going to be in the comment section correcting me. So I want to quadruple check the script to make sure everything's on the up and up, because once it's there, and I want to make sure that the time, like the information is kind of timeless. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun to build computers, and it's really fun to sell them. So if you get into it knowing it's just going to be fun, and you'll make a small profit, but you're mostly in it because you like playing with computers, you'll have a great time. I think it's really worth it. It's really fun. Do you know you can't use AMD GPUs on Windows servers? AMD blocks the driver from being installed. I'm never buying AMD again. That's crazy. What the heck? I know you couldn't use... I thought AMD... So that's interesting. So AMD works really good on Linux, but it doesn't work on Windows Server at all. That's so strange. Why are you even using Windows Server? I typically stick to NVIDIA, but I've also had decent success with Intel A380. Yeah, yesterday I was trying to run Windows Server on my PC with my 6700. AMD has started blocking the driver from being installed. That's so shady. That's very confusing. Why would they do something like that? Why lock out your customers on doing what they want with the hardware they purchased? What benefit do you get out of it? It just seems so strange. Ooh, it's 8:55. Okay, I got 5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left. It's been a blast hanging out with y'all. You know, I love you guys. Love having y'all here. It's more of a comfy vibe. I don't know. Have y'all ever watched streamers who have like 30,000 viewers? Who is he talking to? 30,000 people? The chat, just scrolling, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm like, what's the point, dude? If you can't have an actual conversation, what's the point? So I really appreciate you guys being here, and I love having conversations with y'all. This is the best part about it. This is why I do this, and this is why I like going to LTX. Getting to talk to people is the best part, and seeing like kind of like what setups y'all are using, what y'all are doing in your tech world, and kind of, because like I didn't know y'all involved with servers and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And that's kind of things that you don't get to see in just the YouTube comment section. It's something you'd only get from Discord servers or in-person interaction or live streams like this, where we can just talk and have a conversation. So thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. I hope to keep doing this. I would love to do a stream once a week, maybe, if I have time, just for fun. Just for fun. I'm not trying to farm super chats or whatever, just for fun. But if I did do a stream once a week, what day and time would work best for y'all? Because I'm not trying to stream at 6 a.m. Although that would probably work great for Curb and Oz, because he's Australian. I bet he'd love that. He was here earlier. I think he had to head out. Oh no, he probably left after the stream crashed. That sucked. That really sucked. Ransack says, I wanted a debloated Windows experience, so I found out Microsoft is testing Windows 11 IoT since we haven't had an LTSC version in a while. Cool. I'm a Linux user through and through, but since I use my PC for gaming, I've been sticking with Windows, sadly. Proton is great, but there are games I can't play because of borked status. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I'm the same way for Mac. I really love Mac in the last 2 years after like M1 and M2 came out for video editing and like just production and stuff like that. I love the M1 Air laptop. I think it is such a good value. I think the battery lasts so long. It's great for everything I need to use it for except gaming. And they're making strides in it recently with that thing that came out. It's basically like Proton for Mac, but I'm not gonna spend so much money on something that can't play games, or it can't play games well. Like I just can't. So it's just how it is. Like I get where you're coming from. I love Mac OS as well. It's such a beautiful S, but the price, yeah. I think if you just need general computing and a little bit of power, the base M1 Mac Air, refurbished or used, for about $500, I think that's the best deal you're ever gonna get. That is a fantastic laptop with like a 20-hour battery and like a beautiful screen, great speakers, great build quality, trackpad, keyboard. Like it is the whole 9 yards. If you're just doing basic stuff, even basic video editing, I tried on. Man, if I was like one of those creators who could afford like a bunch of stuff, I would have a MacBook as my generic laptop to like do emails on or to edit on and do everything that's not gaming. I would much rather do on a MacBook. And that's only came out in like the last 2 years. Ever since M1 came out, I was like, I hated Mac before that. And then I finally, and I had given it a lot of shots in the past. Like I understood where their power, like where their strengths were, but I just couldn't get over that hump. And so ever since M1, M2 came out, oh man, it's so good. It is so good. Finally, Mac is like something that I'm actually considering. And especially after I got an iPhone, like it just works so well. If only the price was a little bit better. A boy can dream. A boy can dream. Where is this? Let's see. Okay, so I gotta call it, guys. It is 9 o'clock. I'm gonna head off. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Ransacked. Thanks, Technica Vivint. You guys have been awesome. Anyone else who jumped in the stream, access denied. You are awesome. Curb, love you. Love everyone who came. I love doing these. I love talking to you guys. Let's stay in the comments. Let's stay in touch. You guys are fantastic. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Hope you play some awesome games. I'm going to be working all week. I've got a lot of videos I want to get out. I'm very inspired to make more right now after LTX because of you guys. Thank you so much. So this year I went to LTX with Nerd on a Budget as his +1, but next year I'm getting one of these for myself, okay? That's the goal. That's the goal. Thanks for the convo. Looking forward to more streams. Hope to see you again soon, my man. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Peace out. Have a great night. Have a good week.